Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Please, please, please. Not necessary. Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate the applause. You're too kind. You're too kind, please. Okay, let me get back to it now. Thank you. All right, come on. I got work to do. Stop. Thank you so much. Please. Please. Enough. Damn it. What's going on, everybody? I see somebody's already started the generosity. Appreciate it. Brendan Gerzlak, what's up, man? He said, what's up, JG? Glad to see you back live. I've leered so much from you over the years. Can you shout out my parents, please? Hey, shout out to the Gerzlak parents who got together, and you know what you did to make them. You know what you did to make Brendan. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate you. Thank you, Brendan, for being here. And I see what you did there. He said he leered a lot. Now, what he should have said was he learned a lot, but he probably attended that Somalian daycare in Minnesota where he learned that learning is spelled leering, because that's what they had on their sign. Don't worry, we're going to talk about that shit. Oh, yes. We're going to talk about all that bullshit coming out of Somalia or out of Minnesota via the Somalians. Well, technically, I guess it did come out of Somalia. That's where they came from. We're going to talk about that shit. Happy New Year to everybody. We are officially in 2026. Here's what I want to know. I want to know what you want to know. Where the fuck are our flying cars? Where are our robots? Where are our robot maids and gardeners and to do everything to make our lives easier? How come we don't live in these tall cylindrical buildings and the flying cars going by? What's up with that? Damn it. Because when I was a kid, the year 2000 was way in the future. 2000 and everything, every movie and every TV show, or every product that was supposed to be futuristic was 2000. I remember this Billy Blanks movie in the video store growing up was called TC 2000. 2000 implies futuristic. Robots and shit. You know how they always try to make the cars look futuristic in the old movies? Well, where is it? We're here. Do you guys realize that we are 9 years past Back to the Future 2? That took place in 2017. They had all kinds of holograms and shit. Hoverboard. Where's our hoverboard? Because the shit they got now, they call a hoverboard. It's not a hoverboard. That movie told me that I should be able to hover over any surface except water. Right? Damn the skateboard. We should have hoverboards now. We should be hovering over the ground and flying around. Son of a bitch. Here we are, 26 years past 2000, and we don't have anything like that. Not even close. You'll see a video now and again of a flying car, but they're like $1 million. Then they have those jet-powered things you put on your feet over the water where it uses the water as jets to make you fly above the water. But even that is like connected to a tube so it can suck the water in. I want the Jetsons and I want them now. Don't care how, I want it now, Daddy. Bullshit. But anyway, happy New Year. Merry New Year. And I was thinking I should talk to my brother about all this Somalia shit because he lived in Africa for years. He lived in East Africa for years because of the job he did for the military. So I should talk to him. He can give me the real, the down low. What's really going on, the nitty gritty. What's really going on in Somalia. Is it all the way what we see on TV? Just what's that? Just a cholera infested shithole. That's what I see. Those are the only images I see coming out of there. And there is media bias. They are going to show us what they want us to think. They're going to show us the images that they think will uh, shape the way we think and our opinions and who we vote for or whatever their agenda is. True that. Probably more true than ever. Or maybe it's just more exposed than ever. How about I'll say that. I don't want to. I won't say that it's only for this. It's for whatever they want it for, whatever they're trying to push, whatever wool they're trying to pull over our fucking eyes. That's what their message is going to be. But we have the ability to look for the stuff ourselves. We can look up our own images of Somalia or wherever in the world. We can do our own research, our own homework. They're not the only ones with the cameras. Everybody has a camera. So people are filming on every square inch of this planet. But even when I do that, I see it as a cholera-infested shithole. Now, they're nice cities, and here are parts of cities and little, yeah, okay. But those are few and far between. That's why Somalia has the reputation that it has. Reputations are earned. If it was this flourishing utopia, then it wouldn't have the reputation as a third world cholera-infested shithole. Talk to me. Is my common sense failing me? I know I'm but a common man. Weapon X, what up? And shout out to everybody in the comments right now. James Bonneau, did you say that? Or is that another way to spell Bennett? Bennett, I'm here. Kill me, Bennett. Come on, Bennett. But appreciate you all. Weapon X, he says, just think, Jericho, we are 3 years away from John Connor's future fighting Skynet. Skynet. That's right. What's up with that? I should be prepping for Terminators to kick in my door. I should be getting German Shepherds so they can warn me that they're nearby. Come with me if you want to live. Mom! Mom! Now, I know most people are going to say that Terminator 2 was better than the first Terminator, was better than Terminator. But is anyone out there who thinks Terminator was better than Terminator 2? I think they're two completely different movies, even though one is a sequel to the other. I mean, the first one was just totally different. It didn't have the technology, or I'm sorry, the special effects and the technology as far as making movies, because the second one, of course, was way cooler, the liquid metal and all that shit. But I think, who was I talking to the other day about this? I can't remember, but I was thinking that Terminator should be classified as a horror movie, but they were like, no, it's sci-fi, and it is sci-fi, the whole cyborgs in the future and all that. But that first Terminator was scary as shit. Are you kidding me? He looks around. I'll be back. Drives a car through the front, crushes the cop at the desk, and then murders 17 people. And the club, what was the name of that club she was in? I know I could look it up, but I want to talk to you guys. Make sure you all hit the thumbs up, please. 87 people, 87 thumbs up. Ready, set, go. But what was the name of the club she was at? Yeah, Tech Noir. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you very much. Thank you, Brendan. Yeah. She was like, I'm at this club called Tech Noir on Pico. And dude, he just came in blasting, shot people in the back. He didn't give a shit. That first Terminator, it scared me. And maybe because I was a little kid when I saw it, it scared the hell out of me. Your clothes, give them to me. Laundry day, huh? It's what did they say? Laundry day, no clothes, right? Yeah, laundry day, no clothes, right? And I'll move on in a second. But I think the coldest part in Terminator wasn't all the killing and the, hey man, you can't do that, wrong, and all that shit. I think it was the first Sarah Connor that he killed. Oh yeah, thank you, Brendan. Nothing clean, right? So I think the first Sarah Connor he went to kill, the lady, she was obviously like a 30-some-year-old mom, stay-at-home mom and shit. You guys remember when the economy was such that a woman could be a stay-at-home mom and dad could go out and be the breadwinner? Never mind. Don't get me started on that shit. That's right. Bill Paxton was one of the street punks. R.I.P. Bill Paxton. But when he pulled up to the first Sarah Connor's house and he ran over the kid's truck that was in the street, come on, what a dick. You ran over that little boy's truck? Oh man, I don't know. That part always stood out to me. Like, man, what a piece of shit you are. You ran over that poor little kid's truck. You didn't give a shit. Are you a Sarah Connor? Yes. Blasted her. Anyways, guys, I didn't come here to talk about Terminator. But I did come here to talk about. That's right, James Bennett. If that's how you say it, that's how I'm going to say it because I think that's cool. James Bennett. Yeah, she was riding that little red Honda moped. That movie's so 80s. Take me back to the 80s. If you're listening, remember in Half Baked? God, if you're listening, help! If anybody's listening, fucking take me back to the 80s and drop me off and close the fucking portal. I'm not coming back. Okay, top 10 stories from 2025 because we are in 2026 now. New year, new you. I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to stop talking to asshole guys who just treat me like shit. Also, Donald Trump, yes, 47th president, sitting president, current president, Donald Trump said that Somalia stinks. That is hilarious. He said Somalia stinks. I love that. That's also what I voted for. That's right, 45 and 47. Don't take that 45th away. That's hilarious to me. But he said it stinks. And he has good reasoning. And I looked, I searched through it. I got my monocle. I got my jeweler's eye, and I was looking for a lie, but I couldn't find one. Maybe you guys can help me. Maybe when we talk about it together, I'll multiply my brain power by all your brains out there. Maybe you guys can find a lie in what he said. We'll talk about, of course, the leering center. You ever leer at somebody? No, not that. They're not teaching you how to leer because that's what leering means. You're leering, you're staring. It's not a place where they teach you how to stare. It's supposed to say learning center, but whatever. It's okay to have the sign at a learning center misspelled. Isn't there learning going on inside of there? Then what? We'll get to it. Almost got my drop of anger blood right there. You almost got me. You almost got me, you little Somalian fuckers. New York City. They just got their first Imam. I mean, mayor. They just got their first Imam. I did it again. Mayor. They just got their first mayor to be sworn in on a Pinchy Quran. You guessed it. You didn't guess it. You heard it. New York City has the first mayor sworn in on a fucking Quran. Stop it. Actually, Jericho, it's Quran. It's Quran. I don't care. America, it's a fucking Quran. San Fran shithole, huh? If you look outside and you look at your city and go, what a shithole. Well, it could be worse. You could be San Francisco. That's what homeless people say around the country. Like, well, could be worse. I could be homeless in San Francisco. They have they've kicked the can down the road. They've gone forward with their $5 million reparations plan. That's right. If you are a Negro in San Francisco, you could possibly win $5 million. That's part of the plan. That's part of the reparations package that each Black San Franciscan will get up to $5 million. I think another one is they don't have to pay taxes, a whole bunch of other shit. We'll get into that. It's a whole bunch of other bullshit that comes along with that. Island Anderson, what's up? Appreciate you being here. She says, that's so crazy to believe that this is what New York has come to. This is what New York wanted. This is the same city that gave you AOC. It gave you Letitia James. It gave you Mayor Adams. It gave you Mayor de Blasio. Remember when old de Blasio was up there during the lockdowns and he was trying to get you to go get that experimental juice injected into your body? And he was sitting there eating French fries and hamburgers, and he was having a tough time because, that's communist fare. You people eat this on purpose. A French fry and a burger. do you call it? What do you call it when you put cheese on your burger? Oh, a cheeseburger. So simple, just like the mind of you paupers who eat this slop. Mark Coniglio. Boopity poopity poopity. He says, Jericho, them Bears had you worried, right? No, they didn't have me worried until the end. When it came down to that last play, oh yeah. But the way the Niners kept, it was tit for tat. Boom, 7-7, 14-14, 21-20, 28-28, 35-35. I mean, it was crazy. But I'll tell you what, to be honest, once the Niners held them to a field goal instead of a touchdown, that's when I got a little more hope. That's when my little hope flowers started to bloom. When they held them at 3 instead of 6. I was like, okay. Oh, yeah, it was a fun game, especially for us. We came out on top. I don't want to see the Bears. Actually, if I had, because if the Niners lose tomorrow, then they have to go on the road to either Chicago or Philly. If I had to pick between the two, I'd want to see the Bears again. It's simply because, we just faced them. They're familiar. So out of the two, I'd rather face them. But if we handle our business and win, we don't got to go anywhere. You got to come see us if you make it that far. Aaron M., he says it's not just Somalians doing this shit. It's all of them. The Haitians, the Mexicans, the dang Indians, and Arabs, they're all doing fraud. True. This is just, Mark says, hard to beat them twice, but it can be done. That's true. It's just the Somalians' turn in the spotlight. That's all. We're at a dance competition, and we've just focused the light on this couple here. The corrupt government in Somalia and the Somalians. It's just their turn in the limelight, in the spotlight. Hell yeah, dude. I live in California. You don't got to tell me about some damn welfare fraud. Shit. You don't got to tell me. I've driven past. There was this place across the street. Well, actually, I live 2 streets away. So there's a main street in Salinas called Main Street. And South Main Street, on the south part of town, there was this big area called the Quadrangle. And the Quadrangle was this huge, basically a strip mall kind of thing where there was all kinds of businesses in there. And one of the businesses was the county office. They gave out all the welfare and all the benefits and shit. And I drove past there more times than I care to count and saw lines and lines of people, Mexicans. Actually, Jericho, they're not Mexicans. Some are Venezuelan. South of here, lined up with their kids, kid next to them, kid in the stroller, kid in their stomach, kid one in the oven, standing in line to get free medical care, free dental, free vision, free phones, free housing, free education for their kids, free clothes. I've seen that shit. I've seen during the lockdowns driving down the street called Alisal on the east side of Salinas, a line of cars a mile long to get free lunches because the schools were closed, but the kids still needed to eat. If your kids are at home and you got to go there to get free food, what the fuck are you doing at home? And you look at these cars, and some of them are $100,000 Raptor trucks, SUVs, Beamers, M5s, and shit. So I know about the corruption. I know about the bullshit. I know about having a corrupt government who breaks its neck to steal from your pocket to give to somebody that shouldn't be here. I know that shit. And it's our own Americans helping them do it. It's our elected officials, the Tim Walls and the Gavin Newsoms of the world, that are helping them here. You almost can't blame them from coming here. We're ringing a bell. We're running into their house. We're shaking them. Get up, come up to America. Come on. They're like, what? Come on, put your shoes on. Oh, yeah, you guys don't have shoes. Don't worry, we'll give you something. Get up to America. Come on, grab your shit. Don't grab anything. We'll give you everything when you get here. Come on. Let's go. Now leave the goat. Fucking let's go. Get up here. We'll give you everything you need. You guys ever thought about that? You ever thought about being able to go on vacation? Or maybe some of you have done this. Chime in if you've ever done this, but being able to just leave and go on vacation. Don't take anything. Just show up to the airport with the clothes on your back. We'll buy everything when we get there. I'd love to be able to do that for my family. One day I hope to do that. One day I will do that. But that's what's happening to them. You don't need to bring anything. We'll give you everything you need when you get here. Clothing, housing, food, money. You want a little walking around, a little spending money, a little pocket change? We got you. Comrade Knots, as in that's short for Nazi, says, we spend $8 trillion into the welfare state. The taxpayers are becoming even poorer. And then the next comment says, you blame the whites. What do you mean you? You talking about me? I'm not on welfare. I didn't blame any white people. You must not be familiar with my channel. I don't blame white people. I blame individuals. That's who I blame. Are you talking about black folks? Is that what you mean, you? If so, you need to specify. Don't lump me in with that. I don't do that bullshit. And if you're going to blame people, I'm assuming you mean white folks. And I'm going to assume until you come in here in the comments and defend yourself or defend the comments you made. But it's not just the people taking the welfare. Somebody has to give it to them. And I've seen lots of white people fucked up on welfare too, pulling their scams. So are you talking specifically about black folks? Are you talking about everybody who takes welfare? And definitely clear up you. I don't know what the fuck that means. We got many shades of Jews. What does that mean, dude? Never mind. Aaron M says we should open a daycare and make a few million. Yeah, hell yeah. Why not? We're in the wrong business. We need to scrape everything we can together and take our asses to Minnesota. Comrade Knott says the Amalek Jews abuse the welfare state as well. Dude, I'm not leaving anybody out. There's pieces of shit all around. I'm just focusing on the Somalians. That's all. They're not the only ones. Come on. There's tons of people taking advantage of the system. And they're not all colored from another fucking country, man. But no matter what, no matter where they come from, they can't do it without the help of American elected officials and people put in positions to move this money around. No matter what, no matter where they come from or who they are, they can't do it without our help, basically. USAF, Bull retired. What's up, man? Good to hear from you again. He says, Cloward Piven strategy in full effect. U.S. Code 8, sections 1324, 1325, 1326, established in the 50s. If enforced correctly, would make all the difference. See, that's another thing. Thank you for that, USAF, Bull retired. That's another thing. We have laws on the books. We have it. We have laws on the books as far as, this money and the corruption and stuff like that. We have laws on the books as far as immigration, who can and cannot be here, who does and does not get citizenship. We have it in place. We're just not using it. That's like being at your house complaining that you don't have transportation, but you got 3 cars in the garage. You just don't want to go out there and start them up. We have that. Trump didn't do anything crazy. He's enforcing the laws on the books. Nobody has to do anything crazy. I've said this many times before. Being a politician, being an elected official should be one of the easiest jobs in the world. You are just a middleman. You're like a courier. Okay? Constituents, we want A, B, and C. Politician, you take wish list, go to Washington, go to the state capitol, and make sure they get A, B, and C. Go home, eat some dinner, go night-night, wake up the next morning, do it again. That's all. Lobbyists, boo, boo. Other countries, boo, 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 boo. Israel, all this shit. Get away from me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that shit. I got a list of demands from these people who put me here. That's what I'm going to do. Rinse and repeat. Am I wrong? Am I oversimplifying this? Am I missing something? Because things can be oversimplified. I could be missing something. Free Palestine. Stop. Fuck. You know what? Fuck Palestine. Fuck Israel. Fuck all of them. I don't care about any of them. I care about America. I don't give a damn about Israel. And I've said this before. I don't think any elected official should have dual citizenship. That's stupid. You can't be on our team and potentially a rival's team because any other country can be a rival. We've had wars with lots of them, right? We've had wars with a few different countries. It's possible. So you can't have an allegiance to them. Scooty Puff Jr., yeah, them too. Anybody who's been taking our money hand over fist, giving us nothing in return, or just being a bottomless pit of money for us to throw it into, aka the desert region of the planet. How many billions and trillions have we dumped over there? How many gallons of blood have we left over there? Newsflash. Hello, McFly. Hello. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. They don't want to hear it. They're on some other shit. They're fighting on some other shit we don't understand. Leave them alone. Jennifer K. Norwood says, glass it. If you don't know what she means bring that region of the world to a temperature where sand turns into glass. Use your imagination on how you can do that. Comrade Knott says they use the Constitution against whites. Are whites the only ones covered under the Constitution? I believe they use the Constitution against all of us. My money goes into that shit too. Do you think I don't pay taxes or something? You think my money's not wrapped up in this? You think I've never looked at a paycheck and saw the net pay and went, what the fuck? My money's in this too. Just whites. Okay, dude, that don't even make no damn sense. Stop. Just whites. You guys are the only ones who have been affected by any of this. Just whites. Come on, man. You can't be that simple-minded. You can't be that racist where you think white people are the only ones affected by this. Like I said, man, I pay taxes too. I live in towns and cities too. I've seen what happens to our country because of this shit too. It's not just white folks. That's not okay, sir. If we're going to have a back and forth here, if we're going to have a conversation, we have to have a baseline. And the baseline is the truth. White folks are not the only people affected by this. Comrade nuts. But it's cool. You haven't said anything too crazy. You can stay. I'm not going to block you. All good. It's all good. Oh, another thing. Good gun. I got a good gun story. I'm bringing that back. I love it. This is a doozy too. Like if you walked in on this story, if you walked in on that, hopefully you would do the same thing that this woman did, but you would definitely have a few seconds of, what the fuck am I looking at here? It's wild. Is God racist for separating the people, creating the peoples, nations, and language? God is a segregationist. I don't know, man. I've never talked to him. But segregation is not always a bad thing. And I know we're just talking about racial segregation, but segregation does happen in other ways. We segregate things in our lives and our mind. I believe that segregation in the 60s that we dealt with in America, I believe that naturally would have gone away. I don't think the government should have gotten involved in that. I think the government getting involved in the civil rights movement was a detriment. I think Black folks, especially financially, familially, I'm pretty sure that's a word, as far as family and stuff like that, culture, I think it was better. More people were married. More people had jobs and businesses, turning out better citizens. And like I said, eventually, naturally, organically, I think we would have mixed with each other. But forcing our hand, the government forcing our hand, forcing a business owner that you have to serve these people. What if they don't want to? And that's their right not to. But naturally and eventually, I think those people would have been phased out. You either change your ways and open your business to everyone or go out of business. The free market would have decided that. But I think the civil rights movement was a hindrance to Black folks. It did far more harm than good. And anybody who says otherwise, they're just running off of emotions. They're not looking at numbers, and they're not looking at the facts, and they're not looking at the truth, the reality. Us mixing leads to the Tower of Babel again. I don't believe that. I don't see how that has brought us here. I think a breakdown of the family has brought us here. I think corruption has brought us here. I think progressivism has brought us here. But all of this stems from the breakdown of the family. So in a nutshell, the breakdown of the family brought us here, not us mixing. That's what people do. It might be more stark in America where you have white people and Black people, but you go into like an Asian country. That's what they do. Every country, that's what people do. When people arrive somewhere new, they usually find the opposite sex and make little people that have half of each of them inside of their blood. That's what they do. It happens all over the world. So are we in a unique position here in America? That happens everywhere. And just because the people might have the same skin tone, they were still different peoples from different areas, and they got together and banged each other. That's all I have to say about that. So let's get into some video clips. Yeah. One more. I'll give you, you got me. One more, Comrade Nazi says, Black Wall Street, LMAO, laughing my ass off. They could, okay, I'm going to fill in the blanks here. I think you left out some words. Ooh, I see an N-word in here too, guys. We're gonna enjoy this. See, now this kind of stuff's going to make you get blocked, man. Why would you do this? You were doing fine. Now you got to get into name calling? Come on, man. You're better than this. Maybe you're not. He says, Black Wall Street, laughing my ass. I'll read it how he wrote it first. Black Wall Street, LMAO, they could that shit again, but the rich nigga knows people rob them. That's why they don't get involved. Oh, man. Where do I begin? This is going to be the last one. Because you brought the N-word in here, you're name calling. That's not good. So Black Wall Street, that is AKA the Tulsa riots, 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We were told that there was riding and marauding, and they just came in, riding and a whomping, just burning shit and shooting Black folks and hanging them and beating them and get out of here, boy, right? Destroying their businesses. And then the Black folks, they just, they couldn't take it. They never rebuilt. They were too afraid. They couldn't pick up a hammer and wood ever again. No, I shan't. I've been traumatized by the whites, right? So they never picked up a hammer and wood and rebuilt it. And they just shut it in the shadow of the white man. Well, let me tell you something, Conrad Knotts, you son of a bitch. Turns out, plot twist, 4 years later, Black Wall Street, aka Tulsa, the site of the Tulsa riots, was rebuilt, and it thrived until the 60s. Comrade Knotts, what happened in the 60s? Oh, yeah, the civil rights movement I was just talking about. So there was no rich nigga who didn't want to reinvest in his Black community because he didn't want to get robbed, because it was rebuilt in 4 years, and it thrived for another 20 years until said Democrats and politicians got involved and forced the civil rights movement. And scene. Was that good enough for you, Comrade Knotts? You're right. Civil rights is Jewish. Very good. Very good. The fingerprints of various Jews is all over the civil rights movements. Malcolm X the same. Or not Malcolm X, I'm sorry, Martin Luther King. Same with him. Yeah. A little different, huh, comrade? Well, you thought I was one of those black folks? Did you stumble in here thinking I was somebody else? Man, please. Todd Terrell. That rolls off the tongue better. Todd Terrell. Ooh, ladies, let me hand you a towel because you're about to feel the styles of Todd Terrell. Todd Terrell, 8798. Thank you for the dub, for the twomp. He says, comrade, you bumped. I don't know. We'll let him stick around. He might learn something. Comrade Knott might leave this, maybe not as a changed person, but maybe a changed point of view. So we'll let him stick around. We will let him stay. Yes. Malcolm is a Muslim. Yeah, I know he was a Muslim, but I said Martin Luther King, not Malcolm X. I made a mistake, comrade. Sorry. Brandon Armstrong says, still got it. I still got it, man. So here we go. Let's get to these dadgum stories. Okay, first of all, let me show you this clip of Donald Trump. He was at, I don't know, some kind of, he looks probably in the White House somewhere, official looking, and he's talking to the media, and he's saying, look, Somalians, they don't really have a country. They're just running around killing each other. They bring more fraud to our country. He said, our country would be better off. He said, we're at a tipping point. We'd be better off without importing more garbage into our country. Oh, yes. He said that shit.
Somalia, which is barely a country, you know, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other. There's no structure. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries too. We don't want them the hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Like I said earlier, guys, I sifted through it. I scoured it, and I could not find a lie. That is true. Now, to a simple-minded person, the country stinks. He's not saying the people stink. He's saying their way of life, the way that they conduct business, the corruption, the poverty. It stinks. It's bad. It's no good. He said they just run around killing each other. It's true. We made a movie about it. Shout out to my buddy Matt Marsden, who was in that movie, Black Hawk Down. That took place in Somalia, Mogadishu, a shiza hole. That's true. They do run around killing each other. They're not a real country. There's no infrastructure. Whoever's in charge is whoever killed the last guy. That's third world banana republic bullshit. He's right. We are at a tipping point. We could go left or we could go right. And we're going to go the wrong way if we keep importing garbage. Duh. If you don't believe me, try a little. You guys like science experiments? Here we go. It won't take long. Stop taking the garbage outside. Leave the garbage in your house and see how nice it is to live in there. The stench, the vermin. Leave your garbage in and see what happens. If you leave enough garbage for long enough, you'll weaken the structure of your home. You'll rot the floors. You'll weaken the support beams. It will become a hazard. It will need to be condemned. You ever watch an episode of Hoarders? When they finally clean that shit out and look what's underneath, some of those houses are condemned. Nothing he said was untrue. The country does stink. It is bad. Why do you think they come here? Why do people not acknowledge that? Why do they keep coming here? Why are there hundreds of thousands and millions of those people who come here? It's not because we're so good. Oh, and we're good. But it's also because where they live now is so fucking bad. And because they get a lot of money from it. Remittance is big money. That's top 5, actually top 4 incomes for Mexico and a lot of other countries is their citizens being here and sending money back via wire transfers to their country. The government gets a slice off at the top. So if that's one of your top 4 sources of income, of course you're going to keep it going. Of course you need to keep it going. That's how the money keeps coming in. That's how you maintain this opulent lifestyle and this white knuckle grip on power. Duh. So of course you're going to keep the flood of your undesirables coming up here. They leave, money comes back in. Holy shit. You don't got to be that smart to figure that shit out, do you? Jennifer Norwood, she said they're just getting free money to outbreed Americans. True. True that. And for that young lady, you're one of these. Exactly. Remember the Mexicans that I told you about where I lived in Salinas? Little kids walking next to them, one in the stroller, one in their belly. That one lady is putting out like 5 kids. She might have other kids in school that aren't even with her because it's the morning time. That one lady, that's just like a lady my mom told me about. My mom finished out her state time, not in a state prison, working for the state. She did a bunch of years with the DMV. And she finished up her state time so she could retire with the state adoption agency. And she told me about this one lady, one woman had 8 children in the foster care system. One wench had 8 lives in the foster care system. Why was that woman not held down and scooped out like a pumpkin for Halloween so she couldn't have any more damn babies? Not just to put a strain on the system, not for us to pay for their upbringing and possibly them ending up in the penal system, but how about you just don't put kids in the fucking foster care system? How about that? How about you be a human and don't throw kids into that? Because every foster care system is not bad, but we know some are. And how about you don't put them with another family? How about you create a family of their own for them to stay with? Instead of sending them to some stranger and possibly putting them in a terrible situation to do irreparable damage to them. How about that, you monster whore? Forget it. I don't know shit. I just pay taxes. That's all. I just pay taxes and raise my kids in this country. That's all. That's as far as my expertise goes. What the fuck do I know? Well, I know this. I know kids need to be with their family and they need to be with mom and dad. I know that. But Trump, he's right. Somalia, stinky people, stinky people. What's next, damn it? What's next on the docket? Ooh, let's talk about the Leering Center, okay? So I'm going to play a clip for you, and it's just under a minute, actually like 59 seconds. And it's going to talk about a few different things. You're going to see this guy, Nick Shirley, talking to a man who lives across the street from this place. You're going to see them talk to a guy whose parents own it. The Leering Center, where Nick Shirley was standing outside of with the now famous clip. And then I'm going to play a clip of Nick Shirley being on the PBD podcast. And PBD is talking, and then Nick Shirley starts rebutting what the guy said in the previous clip, what the Somalian, the son of the owner, said about the daycare center. He's going to rebut it and say, well, actually, I was there during this time, and this is what I saw. And let me see if I put that clip in there. Let me see, because there's also another clip. I don't think I edited that one. Yeah, I don't think I did. But there's another clip of a guy where he's inside one of these learning centers. I'm sorry, he's inside this learning center, the learning center that we're going to talk about. You can see in the beginning of the clip where they changed the sign. It now says learning center. But it's been like that, and that's another thing. It said learning center. The sign has been like that for 8 years. It's been open for 8 years, and nobody looked at that sign and said, "Where's the end?" But anyway, in the clip, the one I didn't upload, I didn't have time to. But the guy's like, "Yeah, we're open. Look, there's kids here. There's cars in the parking lot. This place is giant." I'll try to edit it before this clip is over so I can upload it and show you guys. But this place is giant. It's huge. 3 kids in there. 3. And you'll hear the guy in this clip say that, "Oh, we have, 70, 80 kids a day." Not on the day that this other clip was shot. There's 3 kids in there. But let's hear about the Leering Center.
For 8 years, this child care center has operated on Nicollet Avenue in Minneapolis. But it's now the focus of people and politicians across the country.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None, not at all.
After this video by conservative YouTuber Nick Shirley gained almost 2 million views.
So this is Quality Leering Center.
As well as the attention of FBI Director Kash Patel and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley claims the Quality Learning Center is fraudulent because of the locked doors, misspelled sign, and nearly empty parking lot.
I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Are you trying to record that we're doing fraud, or are you trying to put the Somali name and the fraud in the same sentence?
Ibrahim Ali is a manager here who says his parents own the Quality Learning Center, which Ali says serves roughly 50 to 80 kids on an average day.
There's no fraud going on whatsoever.
Ali says the viral video was shot outside of the facility's operating hours, which are Monday through Thursday from 2 to 10 p.m. and posted on the door.
So the guy said right there that, hold on, I'm emailing this because I was able to edit it before that clip was over. Boom. So you'll be able to see in this one, this center is huge, and there's only 3 kids there. So the money's going somewhere. Why do you need such a big place for only 3 kids? Are all those kids out sick? Was this only the kids in the morning? The place is huge. But now I want to show you the clip of Nick Shirley giving his rebuttal to what that guy was saying in the other clip on the PBD podcast.
You said you were there 11 and 5. That's what you said.
Yeah.
You visited this guy.
I went at 11 in the morning, and then I went back the next day at a later time. And what's interesting is when he's out talking and doing this, simultaneously at the exact same time, the Commissioner of Children is saying that daycare was closed a week ago. I filmed my video, the first one, on December 16th, when it was still operating.
Your first video was shot December 16th. That
December
was
16th.
released December 26th.
Yes.
Okay.
So it wasn't filmed over winter break. It was filmed
10 days before Christmas, 9 days
yes,
before.
and so it was still operating as a business according to the Commissioner of Children.
Got it. And by the way, isn't this the same location that in the first 42-minute show that you did, a neighbor's like, "I've never seen kids here"?
Yes, a man who's been living there for 8 years.
Can you find that clip? It's very...
Yeah, so he's talking about that guy who's been there for 8 years. Like, you ever see anybody here? Nah, never see anybody there. Because it's a bunch of bullshit. And the guy was saying, "Oh, it's because of winter break." And he's like, "No, I was there filming before winter break. The clip got released during winter break, the day after Christmas." He's like, "But I filmed that shit before." And what did he say? I don't know, the head of children's services, whatever person he was talking about at the end, she said when he was there, it was supposed to already be closed for business. It was already shut down. But he's like, "Well, if it was shut down, how the fuck was I there talking to people?" And you see a lot of these clips going around to various businesses, not just that particular Leering Center, but other daycares and places where he goes to the address and it's a store. He goes to the address and it's somebody's very nice house. So how is that? How do you explain those discrepancies? How do you explain, well, it's supposed to be a learning center, but it's a fucking bodega, or it's supposed to be a daycare center, but it's somebody's house 8 miles away? That doesn't happen. Nobody's that off. Nobody's that off with their location. Aaron M says maybe they practice Kwanzaa. Actually, unfortunately, Aaron, Kwanzaa is only an American holiday. That's one of the things we should have exported to the rest of the world, but we kept that one for ourselves, unfortunately. But you're seeing it all over the place. You're seeing, and the reason that they're able to do this is because until now there's been no fear of consequence. Why? No one was breathing down their neck. We had that shuffling syphilitic fool in the warehouse, that shuffling syphilitic shyster at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue for 4 years. So that's at least half the time that place has been open where it was all good. Trump was so damn hamstrung in his first term. Then you had Obama before that. These people were putting on the Ritz. Right? They were living it up. Top hat, champagne, caviar. They had Robin Leach at their door every week. Bastards. That's another thing. Oh, where's that picture? I'm going to send that one too. Yeah, comrade, you got this dude who looks 15. If that. If this dude is 15, oh, the thumbnail. It's the one I used for the thumbnail. No, was it thumbnail on this one? Hold up. I uploaded a couple videos today, so I'm not sure. Let me look. Oh, no. So that's, yeah, I used it for a video today, but I'll send it to myself so I can show you. I'll make it an overlay here on StreamYard. So you can see it yourself. This kid looks like a love child from P. Diddy and a Somalian woman. He looks like a Somalian P. Diddy. Here, I'll download it real quick. But what he's saying is this guy, he has on $2,500 glasses. And he's supposed to be a daycare manager. I don't know if you could manage a daycare when you look like you could attend the daycare. He looks like a kid. There's no way this dude shaves. No way. There's no way there's a razor next to his sink at home. Zero facial hair. Come on, Gabna. Where is it? Oh, maybe it takes a second. Come on. But yeah, this dude's young as shit. There's no way in hell that this dude, as a daycare manager, even with 50 or 70, 80 kids, whatever they said, there's no way that this kid having that job could afford $2,500 sunglasses or glasses. They're not sunglasses. They're just glasses. Anyway, I'll get in a second. Or if you go to my, well, you're on my page right now. Go look under videos. You'll see the thumbnail right there. $2,500 sunglasses. Something's not stirring the Kool-Aid. Something's up. And there was no reason for them to not. Why would he hide it? That proves how much they didn't fear consequence. The kid showed up to a press conference. Also, while he was at that press conference claiming, well, somebody broke in and stole the attendance records and some of the checks. Really? You ever heard of a thief, or even worse, a group of thieves who would break into a daycare center and steal attendance records? Is that hot on the black market? Ooh. Little Raheem Abdullah, whatever the fuck they name these little Somalian kids. Oh, look, he didn't come to school last week. It said he was sick. We will sell this on the black market to the Russian mafia. Yeah, I do not care. You have drugs. You have weapons, but do you have attendance records from Somalian daycare? We love that in Russia. We love it. We don't want no more of your weapons and drugs. Just please send me attendance records from Somalian daycare, please. Fuck out of here. But I'm glad they're pulling back the curtain on this. Let's see it around the country. Not just them. Not just the Somalians. They're just up next. Let's move on. I want to move around this country arresting people for this. And Eric Trump tweeted, has anybody been arrested for this yet? Hey, hit up your dad and tell him to start getting these people in fucking cuffs. I want to see somebody with their jacket over their head because they're too ashamed to show their face, getting walked out through the snow in their pajamas and some shoes that they obviously just put their feet into. That's what I want to see. And I don't want to just see them too. I want to see the low-level Somalian workers. You're out of here too. You knew what was up. When we get caught stealing at work, you best believe you're going to jail. So bye-bye. You're going to the Minnesota booty house. But I want to go up the chain. I want to go up to people who are giving the orders. I want to go up to the people who have the authority and the ability to get their hands on hundreds of millions of dollars, on $18 billion. This fucking doofus we just saw in this clip standing in the parking lot with his hands in his pocket, he can't get his hands on $18 billion. By the looks of it, he can't even get his hands on a barber. I'm supposed to believe that Joe Schmo Mustafa is the one pulling the strings getting 18 billion. I don't think so. That goes from way over his head, high above his pay grade. That's who I want to see in handcuffs. That's who needs to be in handcuffs if this is to stop. Of course, they're going to throw a little patsy under the bus. Of course, they're going to throw some low-level chump under the bus to be ground in between the gears of this machine. I don't want him. I want you. Just like Uncle Sam, I want you. What did Rambo tell Murdoch in Rambo First Blood Part 2? He said, Murdoch, I'm coming to get you. Coming to get you, Murdoch. Hey, Murdoch. Sons of bitches, the Leering Center. 8 years. The Leering Center. Man, this can't be for real, is it? I guess it is. Oh, boy. So, let's move from the Midwest in Minnesota, don't you know? Let's move out west. Dude, let's move to San Fran shithole, bro. What's going on in San Fran shithole? Did another person get killed by a homeless hooligan? Did another great American chain get shut down for good because they kept stealing from it? Huh? Did another 100+ people overdose from fentanyl in the streets of San Francisco, the shitty city by the bay? No, this time they're handing out reparation checks. What?
How much money would be added into this fund?
Dan and Amma, that's the kicker here. As things stand right now, the city is not appropriating a cent towards this reparations fund that might have made it easier to get the board's full support when the city is in a financial deficit. But supporters say at the least this sets up the framework for actual funding in the future.
I think it means repair.
As a descendant of slaves, James Taylor has long advocated for reparations.
My own hands have touched my grandfather's hands, and my grandfather touched his grandfather's hands, and that was a slave. So think about how recent that is and how economically the empty hands of my grandfather left me with nothing because the empty hand of his grandfather, who started in slavery, left him nothing.
Oh boy, here we go. Did you hear that? How are they going to get the funds? Well, that's the kicker, Bob. The city's not allocating a single cent. Come here. Come here, dummy. Did you think San Francisco was going to pay you $5 million? Shut up. So if the city is not putting any money into it, as they shouldn't, especially being $1 billion, $1 billion in the hole. San Francisco, how the hell do you get $1 billion in the hole? That's a city, not a state. That's ass city. $1 billion in the hole. When you're at work, are you allowed to be $1 billion in the hole? Let's say you are 1,000. Let's say you, at the end of the night, you go to your boss and say, man, we're $1,000 short. How's that going to go? We're $10,000 short. Is your boss just going to go, oh, well, forget about it? Nah, you're probably going to need a new job. Not these fools. With the new mayor of San Francisco, he says that he's going to make it safer and cleaner. $5 million to Black San Franciscans. And they said that Black San Franciscans who suffered through things such as redlining in the 50s all the way to the 70s. So that means you need to get $5 million because allegedly somebody told you you can't buy a house here or you can't rent here. So that means 70 years down the road, you need to get $5 million? Because if they had anything worse that happened in San Francisco, they would have said it. You mean to tell me you think they opted for the redlining over the lynching or the beatings or the killings? No, they said redlining because that's allegedly the worst thing that happened to Black San Franciscans. And for that low-level offense, if this was the legal system, I would definitely call that barely a misdemeanor, especially 60 to 70 years later. $5 million for redlining? I don't think so. I don't think so. And to be honest, I want to see the numbers on redlining. When did it happen? When did it stop happening? Because some fools will tell you that they're still redlining today. Really? How are they supposed to know what race you are when you fill out an application and it's done electronically? And one of the questions isn't, what race are you? Because trust me, if you got the credit score, they're going to give you whatever the fuck you want because you've shown that you have a history of paying them back. So if you're in the business of loaning shit to people, wouldn't you want to do business with somebody that's going to pay you back? No. I'm not going to go with this black person that has an 800 credit score. I'm going to go with this white person that has a 400. Because, solidarity. Get the fuck out of here. Thomas Bailey, what up, man? Sorry I don't have Tori here. Kamala's grandfather owned slaves. Quiet, Aaron. You can't say that shit. You know what you're saying? You know what just came out of your mouth or your fingers? You know what your fingers just did? You just spoke ill of a black woman. Not only a black woman, a strong, accomplished black woman. You just spoke ill of the black chameleon. That's right, Kamala. Where do you want her to go? You want her to talk to children? Today, we're going to learn about space shuttles and school buses. Huh? You want her to be at a HBCU? Oh, huh? I got my Chucks on. I got my Timberlands on, motherfucker. What up? You want her to be in front of the Latinas? I love you too, baby. I love you. I love you. You want her to be on the cooking show with an Indian woman? Yeah, actually, I cook, fucking tikka masala with my mom all the time. She can be whoever you want her to be. She's interchangeable. She's Mr. Potato Head. Just take the parts off, put the ones on that you need, and that's what she'll be. Kamala Harris. Boy, what a bullet. We were like Neo. We went backwards and dodged that bullet. Kamala Harris, get out of here. Get out of here. I just looked at a comment I got on a post on Instagram, and here's the post verbatim. Like, why do you care, though? Like, what do you care, though? Oh, boy. Oscar Gonzalez, senor, my friend. Thank you for the 5, man. He says, saw on PBS, someone said, post-colonial stress disorder. Get the fuck out of here. Happy New Year, JG. Happy New Year to you too, man. Feliz Nuevo Año. Colonial stress disorder. How do you measure that? Huh? How do you calculate that? How do you, is it like one of those pain charts you get in the ER where it's a sad face all the way to a happy face? Which face are you? Dude, post-colonial stress? The Greg. Oh, my bad, man. I didn't see it. Cálmate, way. I did not see it, my friend. I'm so sorry. There you are. You are no trouble here, my friend. He says, thank you, man, for the $1.99. He says, we love you in North Korea, Jericho. Man, what the hell are you doing in North Korea? Are you in the military? I hope so. Hope you're not there on vacation. No, but seriously, man, if you can, tell me why you're in North Korea. If you don't say anything, then hey, I won't say nothing. But that's, you don't talk to people every day from North Korea. But I thank you, man. I appreciate it. What time is it there? Again, I could look it up, but I want to talk. Thanks, the Greg 72. Good looking out, man. That's right. You're in the DMZ, man. What the hell? You got some spraying to do, Lucy. How'd you get there? How'd you get there? No more locked doors. Okay. Hold on. The glorious leader loves you here. Thanks, man. I'm glad. Do you have a picture of him in your home so that they don't send the brown shirts after you? Muzaffar Krylov. I'm sure I didn't say that right. He says, love you, JG, but you clearly don't understand the Middle East conflicts. If you were 15 to 20 years older, you realize what has happened and what that means now. Well, that was a broad statement. I don't see how being 15 to 20 years older would make me understand. I've been around for some of these conflicts. I remember I was in 5th grade when the first Gulf War kicked off, and everything after that has been quite a bit coming out of the Middle East. I'm positive that I don't fully understand Middle East conflicts, for sure. But I'm not so much interested in understanding the conflicts. I'm more interested in us not being involved in them. I understand that they are complex and they've been going on for longer, much longer than America has even been a twinkle in the galaxy's eye. So no, I don't understand Middle East conflicts. All the more reason I don't want to be involved in them. And I don't see how understanding them would make it okay for us to be involved in them. I don't want to understand them. I don't want to have anything to do with them. They'll be going on before us and they'll be going on after us. I don't care. Let them fucking do their thing. I'm all for leaving them alone. All American interests, come home. Come on home. I don't want to fucking understand. I don't. I am ignorant to Middle East conflicts. Ergo, I don't want anything to do with them. The old bag says tribes and also inbred. That is true. That is not an opinion. That is a fact that inbreeding runs rampant through the Middle East. I think it's 75 or 78% of people in Pakistan are inbred. You go to the UK where they have, I want to say, children born of Middle Eastern parents or something like 400%, have a 400% higher chance of being born with developmental issues. It's fucking crazy. It's not like the teens, 15%, 20%. We're talking over 75%. That's most. That has to have an effect. It has to. Kenneth Jackson, I have been to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. It's one of my favorite places to go. Went there a few times. But that has to have an effect. Look at the negative connotation that comes with being from the South. What do you call them, man? Sister fuckers. Even here in America, we know that being inbred has an effect on your mental state. So imagine if 75% of one state were inbred. Wouldn't we want to do something about that? Wouldn't we want to put a fence around that? Wouldn't we want to investigate that? 75, 80% of you fools are coming out of here. "Nah." Yeah, man, we got to do something about that. No, you can't have a weapon. No, you can't be in the military. Get away from that nuke. I just saw you color with a sandwich and eat your crayons. You can't be around weaponry. Is that such an outrageous statement? Remember when your parents would tell you that if you cross your eyes, that they would get stuck like that? I love it. Come on now. Oh, shit. Hold on. Damn it. There's another one I wanted on there. Let me see if I can find it on here. You guys got to see this shit. You guys. What's the name of the mayor of Minnesota? Isn't it Fry? Or not Minnesota, Minneapolis. What's his name, somebody? Jacob Fry. Thank you, Oscar. Yeah, Jacob Fry. Dude, hold on. This fool, he can't. When you see people doing shit like this, like, you know you're seeing it because you're seeing it. But you don't believe you're seeing it. But you don't want to see it. But you're seeing it. But you can't believe you're seeing it. But you're seeing it. So, yeah, here we go. What the Okay. Holy hell. All right. So you have the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry, and he's at a Somali. And it's another thing. When do you say Somalian? So he's at a Somali festival. He's at a Somalian festival. Whatever comes out, that's what I'm going to say. But he's at a Somalian festival. They're playing Somalian music. And this fool is up there dancing. And it goes on way too long. If you have a cringe meter, turn it off because that thing is going to start smoking. TJ, the conservative hustler, welcome. Good to see you here, man. And I hate to use, and this isn't a new word, of course, but it's it's a new because it's used so much now. It's what the kids say. So I hate to sound like I'm some young. I don't know. You know what I mean. But it is cringe. It is awkward. Woo! So we've seen him speak Somali in front of at a press conference or some shit. We've seen him comically choke down Somalian food. He just kept playing with it with his spoon, and he was chewing the same food, did not want to swallow it. I feel like he would swallow another liquid. I feel like he would swallow a white liquid, a certain white liquid, before he would swallow that Somalian food. It looked that nasty. So you've seen him speak the language, eat the food, well, barely chew the food. And now you're going to see him dance at a Somalian festival. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? This shit is weird, man. Who would do this? What man would do this? What man in possession of his testicles would do this. You have no integrity? Let me mute this shit because I don't want them copywriting it.
December 30, Minneapolis Mayor J.
Whoa, what's that? Who put the titty video on here? Who put the titties on there? Yeah, I was trying to make the screen bigger. There we go. Took titties out of here. Look at this fool. Look at this. It keeps going.
December 30,
Why does it keep going to the next video? I don't want to see the next video. Look at this jackass. Look at him. I think there's a longer video out there of this. Look at this fool. Just sitting there dancing like one of those little monkeys with the funny hat, banging the cymbals together. Look at this fool. What the fuck were you doing? Uh-oh, titty video.
December 30.
Here comes the titty video. Guys. What the fuck is this? Holy hell. What? Is he having a seizure or is he dancing? Like, maybe I shouldn't make fun of the titty video.
December 30.
Maybe I shouldn't make fun of that. Because maybe that man is having a seizure. Maybe he has epilepsy. And he was having an epileptic, what do they call it? A grand mal.
Back in the spotlight, dancing
Look,
like
titty
nobody's
lady.
watching, except, of course, every.
Look, titty lady, get out of here. Like, maybe he was having a seizure. Maybe he wasn't dancing. Maybe I'm wrong. But what was that? Why are you... Weapon X said he's swatting off the flies. Maybe. Maybe he was. Oh, Aaron M says he was shitting like crazy later that day. Dude, he was shitting like Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber. Like his nails, he had drywall under his nails. He was digging in. What the fuck, man? Ain't no way in the world. Hey, Jericho, get out there and dance around like a jackass. No thanks. What the fuck is that dude doing? Oh, man. Ugh. Well, guys, if we're going to do one dummy, we might as well do two dummies. Huh? Again, from Minnesota. Minnesota, I don't know what's in the water, what's in the soil. But you guys produce 100% clowns in that state. This here is their lieutenant governor. And I can't remember her name, but she's going to start off by saying her name. Well, I take that back. She starts off by speaking Somali. Of course. I think her name's Catherine Finnegan. That sounds like somebody who'd be speaking Somali. Here's my Somalian girlfriend, Catherine Finnegan. Okay. So she starts. She starts by saying some Somalian gibberish, and then she introduces herself. But look at what she's wearing. And then listen to the little commercial she's doing here. Trying to get you to come down and spend your money at Somali businesses.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Peggy Flanagan. I am the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, and I'm really honored and humbled to be here with all of you today. I am incredibly clear that the Somali community is part of the fabric of the state of Minnesota. And when I think of being part of Minnesota and growing up here, the Somali community has always been a part of my Minnesota. So I want to just encourage the community to know that we're with you. We've got your back. I am here shopping today, and just encourage other folks to show up, support our Somali business.
And it's not Catherine Flanagan. It's fucking Peggy. What? One more time.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Peggy Flanagan. I am the Lieutenant Governor.
Blah, 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 blah. My name is fucking Peggy Flanagan. I'm the fucking Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota. Peggy Flanagan, what the fuck are you doing with that shit on your head? Pandering at its finest. Peggy Flanagan. There's people in Ireland saying, fuck, that name is Irish. She was raised Catholic. So what are you doing with that shit on your head? Do you think that you would ever see a Muslim imam wear a Catholic priest robe or something? Do you think you'll ever see a female Muslim put on a nun's habit? What are you doing, Peggy Flanagan? You fucking cunt! They say the C word different in other countries. I remember I had a buddy. Shout out to my man Kane. I used to always say Curd. What movie is that from? But he came here and he was like, yeah, man, I mean, fucking this kind over here, man. I was like, dude, in America, dude, America, that's the nuclear bomb of cuss words. We don't say that like that. He was like, really? Yeah, man. Oh, guy, where size of that bigger? But I was like, man, you can't say that shit here. And then my other buddy, again, Matt Marsden, he's from the UK, and he said that over there, well, we call them erasers here, right? On the pencil, on the end of a pencil, or the big pink ones. But he said over there they call erasers rubbers. I was like, nah, man, if you go into a classroom and ask a little kid for a rubber, you're probably going to get tackled. And then you're going to have to walk around to all your neighbors' house and explain why you had to register. Rubbers? Hey, kid, hand me a rubber. What? Nah. I was like, man, that means something totally different here. But how in the hell, what? Because you would never see the reverse. You would never see a Muslim person wear anything of the Catholic religion or partake in any of their ceremonies or anything that they do, any of their traditions. Jet Black Heart, that's right, cigarettes in the UK. Something a little different. Peggy Flanagan. Peggy Flanagan was wearing a hijab. Hey, what the fuck, Peggy? You're supposed to be a fucking Catholic. Where's me Porter Gold? That was racist. So, guys, New York, RIP. RIP New York. New York just had their first mayor inaugurated, and he said, and I quote, "We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism." The frigidity, it's cold. It's lonely. You don't want to be an individual, that's bad. It's cold out there. Come inside where it's warm. And you can warm your extremities by the crackling fire of socialism. And we'll wrap you in a nice, heavy, warm blanket of communism. Don't worry. And then we'll give you a nice, piping hot, warm cup of cocoa laced with poison, because the one thing they don't tell you about communism is a whole bunch of people got to die. It's none of the people at the top, but you little tiny microscopic fuckers at the bottom. You gonna die. You gonna die, fool. You don't make it out of this movie. You're like the black character in a scary movie. You're gonna die quick, early. Communism, the frigidity of rugged individualism. You know, that stupid, silly thing that America was built on? Huh? That thing that we were built on, the thing that makes America America, we're going to replace that. We're going to get rid of it. It's cold and lonely and desolate. Come in here and warm together. We're all going to take our clothes off and we're going to get in a big pile and we're going to warm each other with our body heat. Collectivism, socialism, communism. Come here. I'm just going to, hey, come here. It's not going to hurt. It's just a little collectivism. There you go. Get comfortable. Yeah, you feel that? Ooh, you feel that collectivism warming your body? Now here we go. Hey, don't say nothing. It's just a little socialism. There you go. Yeah, that's not bad. You like that, huh? You like socialism. There you go. All right. Oh, no, don't run. Yeah, that's communism. I know it hurts. It's going to hurt bad, but it doesn't hurt me. Keep still. Oh, there you go. Oh, there's some communism in that ass. It's coming. New York. And New York just bent over, spread their distended anus and said, come on in, Zoham Ramadani. We're going to put them damn speakers on every corner to call all of you to prayer 5 times a day. I said this in a video the other day. You know, way back when, you had to worry about coming in the bathroom, watching your kid maybe doing some drugs or jacking off. I learned it from you, Dad. Now, you're going to go in the bathroom. What are you doing in there? Jiggling the handle. You're going to get a butter knife and pop the door, and your kid's going to be in there in the mirror, putting on a hijab. What do you expect, Dad? It's everywhere. We live in New York. If I don't do this, I won't be cool. The other kids won't talk to me if I don't wear a hijab. I got to do it, Dad. Everyone's doing it. It's all over the place. It's on the billboards, the back of the buses, in the subway. I got to put this thing on or I won't be cool. That's right. It's a good point, Jennifer. That dude is a trust fund kid thanks to his parents getting rich off of America. That's right. His mama is a movie director and his dad, I think, is a professor or something like that. That's what they do. This is their survivor's guilt. You see this in people like him. You see this in, athletes or actors, people that get out, that come out of a shitty situation and now they're doing well. They're making a lot of money or they're famous or whatever. They feel bad. They feel like they lost that connection to their people in the slum, in the gutter. Some of them revert back to that. Some of them you'll see going back to those old areas or hanging out with people from those old areas and getting in trouble, a la John Morant, making $40 million a year and he's waving a gun around in a car for TikTok like a fucking idiot. But he feels that he's not one of them. Maybe he has no connection to them. So how can I help them? How can I help the downtrodden, the working class, the poor, which I wish I would have been raised as one of them. I wish I was one of them. Now, is he going to give up his fame and fortune and all his money and shit? Did he ever say, screw you, Mom and Dad, I'm going to go live in the barrio. I'm going to go live in the slum. Hell no. He enjoyed that rich life, as you should. Your parents are well off. Hell yeah. But now he's trying to get back at that. He's trying to fill that void via his stupid policies. Free bus rides, free government-run grocery stores. You lost me at government run. You lost me at being sworn in on a Quran. You lost me, dog. It's a no for me, dog. Is that what Randy Jackson said? Huh? You're out of your mind. You were sworn in on a Quran. That lets you know what's most important to him and what his agenda is going to be. Period. I wonder which Imam is whispering in his ear. He probably has one of those earpieces like a rom-com where they're trying to tell the nerd how to talk to the hot chick at the bar. Wonder what he's telling him. Maybe not literally, but definitely figuratively. Probably literally. Maybe not an earpiece, but he's definitely telling them. Definitely getting his marching orders from them. Dev, you heard. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. So, here comes. Here comes. So let's do this real quick before we get to Good Gun. Top stories from 2025. What happened? And then when you think back, you're like, damn, it has been a whole year. What the hell was going on? And you're like, oh yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah. So here we have the U.S. stories everyone was talking about it. 2025. Oh, it's ABC News. So there's going to be some Trump hate. LA wildfires. January 7th. We're less than a week from that. Remember that time? It seems like a long time ago. Where you had neighborhoods destroyed, cities destroyed, businesses, homes. And Mayor Karen Bass, where was she? She was in Uganda, right? She was getting the royal treatment. They had little Ugandan kids doing a choreographed dance, putting some native flower around her neck while you're running out the front door with your children and your dog and the few pictures you could grab, maybe standing on your roof, spraying it with making a futile attempt to save your home. But don't worry. The fire department, they'll be here. This is Los Angeles. I'm sure they have billions of dollars in their budget. They'll be here for this. They know about this. We know about this. We were following the news, the wind patterns. Of course they do. They're the LA Fire Department. They have billions of dollars at their disposal. They'll get us through this. They'll come up here. They'll turn on the fire hydrants. They'll connect their hoses and beat this fire back into the wilderness, right? Because they bend me over and stick it up my fucking ass in taxes, right? So, of course, any minute now, I'm going to hear that familiar sound of that fire truck barreling up the hill to my rescue. And some hot early 30s man with a mustache is going to come barreling out of that fire truck and carry me in one arm and my golden retriever in the other and bring us to safety on the front lawn with just a touch of soot on my face. And the sky is going to be blackened with airplanes laden with water from the nearby reservoir. Right? And they're going to rain down that sweet, sweet H2O upon us. And you are going to see people in the front yard as the water falls out of the airplanes. There are going to be women in the front yard. And they're going to go like this, and the water's going to go to their white T-shirt. And you're going to see their California titties. She's my cherry pie. Right? Just soaked by all that water from the LA Fire Department. Put me out. Well, that's not what happened, guys. Turns out the reservoirs were empty. Nobody came up there to put the fires out, and they just burned. And then the mayor came back and said, oh, shit, it was Trump's fault somehow, but I'm going to fast track this. I'm going to fast track that. I'm going to cut through that red tape. We're going to get those vehicles up here, get you rebuilt. Almost 1 year later, nothing. This many permits have been issued to rebuild. But don't worry, Don't worry. At least they had a lesbian for mayor and a lesbian in charge of the fire department. And some fucking broad who makes $700,000 was in charge of the reservoirs being full. Oops. What did Brittany say? Oops, I did it again. Oops. But at least we all have vaginas. And when we all get in a circle, our vaginas go whoa, whoa, and they glow, and our periods get synced up. Girl power. And then as soon as we leave and we get in our cars, fucking bitch, I hate that bitch. Fuck her. I don't even like her. Stop me when I'm lying. Moving on. Come on. And then in October of 2025, Jonathan Rinderneck was arrested for allegedly igniting a brush fire in the Pacific Palisades on January 1st, a fire that prosecutors say eventually became the Palisades Fire. Rinderneck, a former Pacific Palisades resident, has pleaded not guilty to arson affecting property, timber, set of fire, and destruction of property. Back-to-back plane crashes, January 29th. American Airlines regional jet was approaching D.C. Remember that. Ronald Reagan Airport collided with the U.S. Army helicopter, Black Hawk helicopter. All 64 people died on the helicopter. I'm sorry, all 64 people died on board and on the plane, and then 3 soldiers on the helicopter also perished. I do remember that. Wasn't there something about her ignoring warnings and her not being the one who was supposed to be flying or something like that? I do remember the story. After the crash, Senator Ted Cruz introduced legislation called the Rotor Act. The law would require nearly all air traffic and transmit automatic dependent surveillance, blah, 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 a system which allows aircraft to transmit their location to other aircraft. So that's another thing. She was flying really low and then she crashed into an inbound aircraft. And there are all these warnings that they didn't heed because something with the train, they were in training mode. That was terrible. And then that crash in Philadelphia. That's right. A medical transport jet crashed in Philly. Damn, forgot about that. And then Gene Hackman and his wife died in their home. Hulk Hogan died. Crazy. That was wild. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. Texas flooding. 130 people were killed. Most of them in Kerr County. Weeks before Brian Koberger was set to go on trial for the 2022 quadruple homicides at the University of Idaho, he admitted to the crimes and the change of plea hearing in July. He was given 4 consecutive life sentences. Hold on a second. Let me go back up here for something. Second. Let me look something up real quick. Cool. All right, so floods, the deaths. Oh, the P. Diddy trial. Yeah. We don't want to talk about that story. The Menendez brothers got resentenced. Man, you guys ain't getting out of prison. You killed your parents. Of course, unfortunately, Charlie Kirk. We all remember that. That was terrible. Rob Reiner. Some people were pissed that Trump had some disparaging comments about him after he died. I don't know. I admit at first I was like, ooh, that was wild. But then I looked into it, and Rob Reiner said all kinds of horrible shit about Trump. He said horrible shit after Trump was shot, that they wished that he didn't turn his head, and other things. So, I mean, yeah, don't talk about the dead. I mean, I guess so in certain cases, but not this one. I mean, the fuck, you said horrible shit. You said you wish that he died. You happened to be killed. And he didn't say anything that bad. He didn't say anything as bad as what you said. If he would have said, ha ha ha, glad it happened, or, oh, hey, we'll chip off the old block, some shit like that, because it's their son that killed him and his wife, then okay. But he didn't even say anything that bad compared to what he said. And just because he's dead, I mean, like I said, that only goes so far. People talk about dead people all the time. I guess if enough time goes by, we can talk about dead people. His crazy ass son, who looked nuttier than squirrel shit, killed him and his wife, his parents, which was very unfortunate. I mean, that sucks that he died. I'm not saying it's cool that he died or who cares that he died, but to get on Trump's ass and then look at what this dude said, I mean, that's his son right there. He looks like a psychopath. Those eyes, he looks like a killer. If you put this on the evening news and said that he shot a place up or killed his wife and kids, you'd be like, man, he looks like it. Don't judge a book by its cover. Well, sometimes look at his eyes and look at his mouth. Look how it's turned up, like he's angry. And I'm not saying he's not allowed to be angry, but I'm sure. Let's see. Nick Reiner attends the Los Angeles premiere of Spinal Tap 2 at the Egyptian Theater in Los Angeles. So you're Rob Reiner's son. You're at a movie premiere. I'm sure people have their nose firmly up your ass. The best food, accommodations. Oh, me right over here. Like, come on, you fucking turd. And he grew up rich. And again, I'm not saying rich kids don't have problems and their parents don't abuse them or whatever. If it comes out that Rob Reiner molested him or some shit like that, okay, but according to the sister, this was a shocker. And he was a dope fiend and all this other shit. I don't know. From here, where I'm sitting in life is a show, and we all have different seats. From where I'm sitting, it seems like he was some kind of rich kid who was mad at his parents for some shit. That happens all the time. I just mentioned the Menendez brothers. They killed their parents. They were fucking rich. Oh, he's too hard on me. Well, I'd rather have my dad be strict and hard on me with millions of dollars rather than fucking living like most people live. Middle class, upper middle class, whatever. Isla Anderson says, my question on that would be, how long until you give up on helping your child? I would think that you would keep trying. True, but even if it's your child, you can't make somebody change. They have to do it themselves. It's like people who have children who are drug addicts, alcoholics, criminals, whatever, and you see the depths that their lives have gotten to, the things that have been taken away from them. In some cases, they're children. The system comes takes your kids. You won't get your shit together to keep your fucking kids. You won't put that pipe down or that bottle down or stay out of prison to keep your children. But if somebody's not ready to change, they're not going to. Their life could be shit. Their life could be the shit that shits out. Shit's shit. Or terrible things that happen to them. But if they're not ready, they ain't ready. That goes for everybody and maybe not something that extreme like drug addiction or whatever. Myself, finally losing weight for years and years, over a decade. I would tell myself, now's the time. Now it's going to happen. Hold on a second. Something just came to mind. Got to jot it. I'm over 45 now, or I am 45. But anyway, for years telling myself, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Starting to exercise, starting to eat right. But eventually something happened. I'll get back to it, blah, 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 some shit. Anyway, it goes back to your old ways, eating whatever the fuck you want, not exercising. I was up to, and this, I think I've only said this to one other person. I've never even said this to my wife. I've never even uttered these words to my wife. But I was up to 350 pounds. I'm down to 280 now. My goal is 210, 220, 215, something like that. But years and years of saying I'm going to do it or thinking about doing it, of this summer, they just fly by. So at this time, and I was a while back, a year ago or something like that, or two, I don't know. every morning I film going on. I thought, well, okay, if I film it every day, that'll help hold me accountable. You know, I'm accountable to my viewers. You know, I got to be out here every day, and that worked for a while, but eventually it didn't. Eventually, I went back to my same old fucking ways. So finally, I just decided to just do it. Well, Oscar, he says, let's have some In-N-Out, Jericho. I go to In-N-Out sometimes. Like we would go sometimes after my son's football game, or, you know, if we're out in the area, whatever. Sometimes I go to In-N-Out, but I would get protein style, which means you get a lettuce wrap instead of the burger. I get just a burger and not, you know, fries or whatever. Like, you know, I'd modify it. But finally, I just decided to do it, you know, for various reasons, of course, my health, but I want to be here for my kids. I want to be here for them. I don't want them to have no stepdad, even though I've had a stepdad. I've had more than one stepdad in my life. They both passed away, unfortunately. I have a stepdad now. It might sound fucked up, especially having had a stepdad, good ones. But I don't want that for my kids. I want to be there. I want to be there for my kids. I want those moments. I don't want them to go to anybody else. I'm selfish. I don't want some other man having those moments with my family, being in my home. Being with my wife? Man, hell fuck no. Yeah, Brad, I had great stepdads. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with them. But I don't want that for my kids. Todd says he saw a picture of me at the Monterey Trader Joe's. Yeah, I was behind enemy lines in that bitch. Yeah, for sure. I've come down a lot since then. But I just had to do it, you know? And I'm so far, like I said, down 70 pounds. I'm almost there. But, you know, it's tough. So, you know, dealing with, like I said, it's not always as extreme as being addicted to drugs. It could be anything. But you just have to fucking get to a point where you're ready. You're ready. You're tired of the bullshit. You're tired of the excuses. You're finally going to fucking do finally doing something about it. Finally, after all these fucking years, after all those times of saying, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. After all those fucking times, finally. So I want anybody who has something like that, something you keep putting off, you know, something. Brett, what's up, man? He says, going through it right now, 4 kids. I know, man, I get it, but it's awesome. My fucking kids, they argue all the time. I want to pick both of them up, but like by the scruff of their neck, like a mama cat, and throw them on the roof. Sometimes I gotta tell them, don't talk to each other. I'll tell one of them to leave the room. It's fucking crazy, but I love them. Then that's also juxtaposed with moments of my son running and jumping on the bed. Dad, let's go do this. Dad, do that. Wrestling with me. 98% of me and my son's interactions with each other is wrestling. He punches me. I grab him. I put him in a headlock or some shit. But the moments are awesome. But those are the moments that I want. But if you have anything like that you keep putting off and you keep telling yourself, I'm telling you, and even me telling you this isn't going to bring you any closer to that moment. I'm just letting you know. When you get to that moment and you finally do what you've been putting off, it's great. I want it for you. I want you to have it. When you're ready, you'll get there. I'll be here waiting for you. But when you're ready, you will. But there's nothing anybody can say that's going to move that along. So that's that. Now, and thanks everybody saying, oh, yeah, you know, you look great. Thanks, Dan. Thanks. Aaron says, eat Somalian food. You'll lose weight. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. You'll be on the can. You'll be shitting your brains out. Holy shit. Somalian food. No, thank you. I've seen Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern. I think he went to Somalia. Yeah, there's some, man, they drank the contents of the animal's gallbladder. It was like this neon green bitter liquid, and they put it in a bowl and drank it. Gallbladder juice? And it was some fucking sausage and they stuffed it in the casing and fucking laid it outside for the sun to dry it out. It looked like shit. I'm not saying, oh, it looks like shit. It looked like feces. Brett says, separated from my wife recently and can't stand anyone else with my kids. Hey, man, I feel for you. I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry for your kids that happened. But, you know, I don't know anything about you, but I have heard you talk about your kids in here before. We've talked about it before, you know, and it seems like you love them and care for them. So, you know, didn't work out with you and the wife, but your presence is still everything. And if your wife moves on to another fucking dude, I couldn't imagine you having to see that. Here's my nightmare. Me and my wife split up, and I got to take my kids and drop them off at her house and watch them run to the door and see some other motherfucker standing there. Standing there with his hand around my wife. Oh, hell no. Ooh. Damn, Brett. I feel for you, man. But you know what to do. Just stay in your kid's life. That's all you got to do. Jet Blackheart said, wearing your bathrobe, you son of a bitch. Dude, if that dude's wearing your bathrobe, you better fucking Bobby Boucher jump in the air and double leg kick that dude into a new zip code. Oh! The guitar picker. Thank you, man. Thank you for the Hamilton. He says, don't stay away this long anymore, or may you dream of Joy Reid's face. All right, man. You took that too far. That was unnecessary. That was unnecessary. Why would you wish that gorilla face bitch on anybody? But I thank you for the donation, man. Appreciate it, guitar picker. And for that, if that's what I'm looking at, I won't stay away that long. Oh my goodness. That'll take your boner away. That'll make the blood rush out of your penis. Brett says, sucks bad, brother. 12 years together too, man. Damn. I feel for you, man. I really do. And I like to think that you did everything you could before it came to that. And that sucks. But you know how it is being a man. You just got to jam that shit down inside. Like when you sit on a suitcase when you're headed back home because you ain't folding shit up nice anymore. You got to stuff that shit down, put on your happy face. How's it going, kids? And deal with that shit on your own. I hope you got some buddies, some friends, some brothers, you know, literally or figuratively, that you can talk to, man, because that's necessary. Be around your boys. You can let loose. You can tell them the truth, and they're going to tell you the truth. Diesel, what up, man? Heather, what up? Good to see you here too. She said, I wish you and Gabe would join the channel for Double Impact. A lot of people in this chat. Yeah, man, we're doing good today. There's some changes coming with that. All good changes. All good. Nothing bad. Diesel says, shout out to everyone in the chat. Blessings and Happy New Year. Yeah, straight up. Happy New Year, guys. 2026. We made it, damn it. We don't got no flying cars. We don't have some robot maid in there making our food for us. And let's be honest, it's only a matter of time. If we have robots in our house, it's only a matter of time before somebody fucks one of them. That's how we are, people. We're fucking terrible. Terrible. You're going to find a crevice somewhere where you're supposed to put a tool or something. Somebody's going to bang their robot. Wife's going to come in. Uh-huh. And Heather says LA didn't freeze yet. Speaking of LA, like I said, we're 5 days away from being in exactly 1 year since the fires. I hope that doesn't happen again. Jet Blackheart says people fuck vacuums now. Yeah, we fuck everything. You kidding me? You look up stories right now online of some dude getting his dick stuck in something. I've seen videos of some soldiers in Afghanistan coming around the corner and this dude's banging a goat. This dude told me one time Shout out RIP my man Dane. This dude was a character. He was from Arkansas. He was a surfer, and I met him in Seaside when I used to work at Sherwin-Williams back in the day. This dude, one of a kind. And he always used to tell stories, man. He had an accent like this here, man. And he told me one time, he said, man, I was at high school in Arkansas when they first got integrated, man. And I remember we had this black guy on our basketball team. His name was Denver Ford. Denver liked the car, and Denver liked the city, and Ford liked the car, man. And man, he was on the basketball team. We got our shorts. Man, he must have had 4 or 5 inches of dick hanging out the bottom of his shorts, man. I tell you what. Or like I say, he used to say, like I say, man. He must have had 5, 6 inches of dick hanging out the bottom of his daggone shorts, man. He was popular with the ladies after everybody found out about that, man. They had to make him special shorts, man, to cover up his dick. Like I say, man, like I say. Man, that dude was something else. Like I say, man. But anyway, Dane told me a story one time, man. He said, this old boy had a farm, man. His brother came out there in the barn. He was wearing some rain boots. What'd he do? Like I say, man, he'd take that goat's back leg and he'd put him inside the boot so he couldn't run. That's how they fuck the goats, man. Like I say, man, out there in Arkansas where I'm from, man, like I say. Dude. So, yeah, people are fucking everything. If it can be fucked, it will. We're gross like that. Ew. But anyway, guys, it's time for me to get out of here. It's after 7 o'clock here. So I'm sure. What do you think the first question is going to be when I walk in the house? It's not going to be, hey, Dad, I missed you, Dad. What are we? No, it's going to be, what's for dinner? What are you making for dinner, Dad? But before that, let's get to this. Thank you very much. Again, Guitar Picker, appreciate it. Justin dating Katy Perry? I don't buy it. Yeah, man, I did a couple things on Instagram about that. Man, ain't no way in the world. How in the hell is Justin Trudeau going to pull Katy Perry? I'm not saying she's like super hot or anything, but she is a pop star. Like you wouldn't think of somebody like Justin. His PR team probably got with her PR team and said, look, Katy, you need some PR repair after that space penis debacle, that penis-shaped rocket you guys went up and kissed the outskirts of space with. Justin, you need to kill all these gay rumors since you divorced your wife. Get you guys together, get some pictures, maybe at a park or something with the leaves falling in the background. It's a PR stunt. Justin Trudeau doesn't like women. That's why his wife divorced him. She got sick and tired of coming in the bedroom and it smelled like burnt shit. So I'm done. I'm out. I'm done. I'm tired of my dildo having shit on it. So they fucking cooked up this scheme. He ain't dating no Katy Perry. He hasn't seen Katy or her Perry. He's probably like, what is that? That's a vagina. What? Get it away. Don't touch me with that. Justin. Okay, it's enough. Get serious. So, if you guys are new here, I used to always do this segment called Good Gun. That's where I highlight a story where it shows a gun being used in the right way, used to protect, used to deter, right? Not just, oh, fucking, there was another shooting. Guns are bad. Another school shooting. No. Way more guns are used in the right way than the wrong way. Diesel says Katy Perry is a dime a dozen. She ain't even all that hot. Yeah, man. But the fact that she's female, Justin Trudeau's like, ew. But yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to highlight these stories, and a lot of them have to do with, people who are getting robbed or have a home invasion or something like that, or a lady's home alone with their kids. And hey, the gun is a great equalizer. And the vast majority of people who have guns, some of them like them. I like my guns. I like to shoot them. I like guns. I'm a red-blooded American male. I like guns since I was a kid. I used to have a picture of this pellet gun out of it. I tore a page out of a magazine, and I would take it out and just stare at it, imagine myself shooting in my imagination. Love guns, action movies, all that. But in a situation where someone's in your house in the middle of the night, or as a story in the middle of the day, you're a woman. Sorry, here comes sexist Jericho. But I know when my daughter leaves this house to be on her own, and I've already told her, you're getting a dog and a gun. because there are monsters out there. And the gun will make them all run away or make them all be carried out by the county coroner. Fuck that. There are monsters out there. Ladies, get your ass to the range. Get your ass to some kind of training and get a firearm in your home. Get your CCW if you want to. Get a gun in your home, practice with it, learn how to shoot it. And in case something ever happens, you don't have to worry, because I don't care if that dude is 6'8", 370 pounds. His ass will be room temperature just as fast as anybody else. Congratulations on your recent ammunition purchase, Diesel. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you, your time, your comments, your money. Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, fuckers. I'm out.
Details tonight after police say a woman shot a home intruder this week in West Phoenix. Court documents show that the victim returned home on Wednesday and found deli meat laying on the counter that she didn't remember taking out of the refrigerator. She then saw that the oven was on, and she started to get the sense that someone was inside the house. At that point, she grabbed her gun and found the suspect, 33-year-old Alexandra Sarzosa, hiding in a bedroom closet. The woman says Sarzosa then charged at her, and that's when she fired 2 rounds. Sarzosa was treated for her injuries and is now facing multiple felony charges.